Good morning from the North Pennines. Let's get it out of the way. Where am I today? Well, I'm at Waskerley Way.
As I head down the Waskerley Way cycle path, many people will know this from the route of the sea to sea, running from Whitehaven to Sunderland. And I follow it, but only for a short while, with the first of many detours already apparent. But where am I heading today? And the weather, well, it's grey, and it doesn't improve.
And half an hour in, it's time for a nice stroll around the banks of Smiddy Shaw Reservoir.
Smiddy Shaw Reservoir is one of a group of 3 reservoirs on the borders of the North Pennines area of outstanding natural beauty. Completed late Victorian in the 1870s, it is small by nowadays standards, but still gorgeous in this morning mist.
Walking along the embankment wall. It's a nice view, but it can be windy. Whew. It's time to leave Smiddy Shaw Reservoir and head somewhere a little different.
Leaving the reservoir embankment wall behind, it is indeed time to head to somewhere different. But to where? And as always in the North Pennines, it's time to follow a fence.
And as I leave the area of Smiddy Shaw Reservoir behind, you may be thinking, well, where's he off to next? Well, I'm heading to somewhere called Muggleswick Common, which is on the far northeastern corner of the North Pennines. In fact, I think some people may class where I'm walking along as the border of the North Pennines AONB area. I mean, you can quite clearly see it because if I turn around slowly, you can see it's like pasture land here, and there's a wall, and then all of this area here is heath. So some people would actually class that wall, which is where I'm going to walk along, as the actual border of the North Pennines. Unfortunately, the weather isn't brilliant today. It's going to be on and off rain for most of the day apparently, and it's only about 2 degrees centigrade above freezing. But we shall troop on and see what we can find. Let's go.
Walking along this fence does indeed afford a pretty impressive view of the difference between pasture land and heath. And as I walk down, crossing this cute little plank bridge across Hisehope Burn, I then begin the ascent up towards Muggleswick Common. And as can be seen, the weather is not getting any better. The views, however, are still nice as I head towards my chosen destination. Across stiles, and across open moorland, till I can see my first destination come into view. But where is it?
Here I am at 3 Curricks. And that is quite a view. Not bad at all.
Yes, the view from 3 Curricks, across towards Derwent Reservoir in the distance. It is indeed quite a view. But now it is time for me to leave 3 Curricks and head towards my next destination. 3 Curricks in the background. Where could I be heading now? Across farmland and pasture. It isn't long till I reach my next destination.
And for the main summit of the day, welcome to Stoterly Hill. With Derwent Reservoir and the village of Edmundbyres in the valley below. So, some people may be saying, Duncan, you aren't giving your usual talking as you're going over these moors. Well, as you can probably tell, A, it's very windy actually, the wind has picked up, and B, so has the rain. It's now raining quite heavy. I've had to get the rain cover out of the rucksack, and I'm at about the halfway point, so I could be in for good drenching by the time I get back to the car. But onwards we go.
And onwards includes meeting this, a rather well designed Victorian bridge in the middle of a moor over a ditch. Very well constructed, considering there's nothing around it. Why is it here? What is it doing? All will be explained shortly, but for now, just admire this piece of Victorian engineering. And as I view moors in the distance from where I've just came, absolutely shrouded in mist and rain, it isn't going to get any better. As that ditch slowly gets bigger and bigger.
And if you remember that little bridge which I crossed earlier on, and there was a little trench, well, that's a catchwater, and it basically runs around the outskirts of this mountain. And where does it lead? Well, it leads to here. Hisehope Reservoir. Although I must admit, Hisehope doesn't appear to have a massive surface area. One thing I can say is it's quite deep.
I have checked. It is 5 meters deep and still retains quite a lot of its original machinery. Including these sluice gates, which are still operated by hand.
As we leave Hisehope Reservoir behind, which is just over there, I'm afraid the weather's calling it a day on this one. It's a little bit shorter than what I thought it would be. Basically, the wind has picked up now. The rain, which was supposed to be on and off, is now incessant and quite heavy. My legs are soaked through. It still hasn't warmed up anything at all, so I'm afraid it's head back to the car ASAP, which hopefully should be within the next 20 minutes, half an hour. So, as we bid farewell to Hisehope Reservoir, which by the way is linked to Smiddy Shaw, it has still been an educational experience. Not 100% enjoyable, but definitely educational. Anyway, time to head back to the car. And as this hike draws to a close, the car's literally just round this hill. It's been an interesting one. Like I say, it hasn't been totally enjoyable, but I've still learned something new, been new places and explored. So, hasn't been a total write-off. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Whether you have enjoyed the scenery, the views, or even just the journey, do not forget, everything you've watched, everything you've seen, this is nature.